Hello everyone and welcome to another Maths tutorial video. Now I'll be discussing Form 5 Additional Mathematics Chapter 2 Differentiation Long Question Example 5. Okay, before that, please like this video to show your support and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming mathematics tutorial videos in the future. Okay, let me read the question now. The gradient of the curve y equals to p over qx plus 2, given that x cannot be equals to negative 2 over q at the point negative 2, negative 1 is negative 3 over 4. Find the possible value of p and of q such that p cannot be equals to 0. So this is the overall question. So I hope that you will attempt this question in the future. If you could manage to solve this question, a big thumbs up to you guys. But if you can't solve this question, no worries, I'm going to show you the step-by-step working and the solutions. So without further delay, let us start to solve this question. Okay, whenever you see two variables in a question, so keep this in mind guys, you need to come up with two informations and two equations. Okay, so from here let us come up with those two information first. Okay, so the first information we can obtain easily over here, where they give the coordinate negative 2, negative 1. Okay, in this case negative 2 is the x coordinate, negative 1 is the y coordinate, so we can easily substitute into this equation. Okay, so that will be our first step. So from here let us write down the equation at our working here. So given that y equals to p over q x plus 2, let me underline the fraction. Okay, given the point negative 2, negative 1, so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute this value into the equation over here. So from here negative 1 will be equals to p over q in a bracket negative 2 plus with 2. Okay, let me underline the fraction. So from here your next step will be negative 1 is equals to p over negative 2q plus with 2. Okay, so this will be your second step. Okay, so let me underline this. So from here you can come up with the equation of p in terms of q, where p will be equals to 2q minus 2. Okay, this will be your first equation. Okay, so how do you get this? Okay, negative 1 you basically times with negative 2q plus 2, so that's how you get this guys, p equals to 2q minus 2. Okay, let me label this as the equation number 1. Okay, so we have already come up with the equation number 1. Okay, let us proceed to the second step, where we need to come up with the equation number 2. So to obtain the equation number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to differentiate this y, and from there we're going to substitute two values, two important values, where we're going to substitute the x value and the dy dx value. Okay, so let us perform the differentiation for this. Okay, for the differentiation we're going to use the quotient rule. So using the quotient rule, okay, so from here your dy over dx will be equals to, okay, vu prime, so this will be your v and your numerator will be u. Okay, so from here vu prime qx plus with 2, so you differentiate u, so since p is a constant, you differentiate a constant, you get is 0. Okay, and then minus with uv prime. Okay, so p times the differentiation of v. Okay, you differentiate v, so from here you only left with q. Okay, and then you divide with v square. Okay, so in this case your v square is qx plus 2 square. Okay, so from here you should get your dy over dx is equals to negative pq over qx plus 2 square. Okay, let me underline the fraction. Okay, in our next step, what you're going to do is, okay, as I mentioned in the earlier of the discussion, so we're going to substitute this x value and the dy dx value into the equation over here. Okay, let us continue. So from here, negative 3 over 4 will be equals to negative pq over q times with negative 2 plus with 2 close bracket square. Okay, let me underline the fraction. So from here you should get negative 3 over 4 is equals to negative pq over negative 2q plus 2 square. Okay, so let me underline the fraction. You expand this bracket, so from here you should get negative 3 over 4 is equals to negative pq over 4q square minus 8q plus with 4. Okay, let me underline the fraction. Okay, so for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply this. So from here you should get negative 12q square plus 24q minus 12 is equals to negative 4 pq. Okay, so what you do, you shift all the left hand side equation into the right hand side. So from here you should get 12q square minus 24q plus 12 minus 4pq is equals to 0. Okay, this will be your second equation. Okay, let me label this. Okay, so this is your second equation. So if the students can get until here, the rest would be very straightforward, guys. Okay, so what you can do is you can use the equation 1 and substitute into the equation 2. So from here, equation 1 into 2. Okay, so from here let us continue. So in this case your equation 1 is 2q minus 2, guys. Okay, you must substitute into the p over here. So from here 12q square minus 24q plus with 12 minus 4 in a bracket 2q minus 2 close bracket times with q is equals to 0. Okay, so you times in the negative 4 and the q inside. So from here you should get 12q square minus 24q plus with 12. So when you times in, you should get is negative 8q square plus with 8q is equals to 0. Okay, so as you can see here, you are forming the quadratic equation. So from here let us solve the highest power first, which is the q square. So 12q square minus with 8q square, you left with 4q square. Negative 24q plus with 8q, you left with negative 16q. Okay, and then you plus with 12 equals to 0. Okay, so this quadratic equation we can further simplify by factoring out the 4. So you divide the whole equation by 4. So you left with q square minus 4q plus with 3 equals to 0. Okay, so you perform the factorization. So you factorize this quadratic equation, you should get q minus 1 Okay, in a bracket, q minus 3 is equals to 0. So from here you will get two possible q values, where q can be equals to 1 or q can be equals to 3. Okay, so from here let us continue. So once you get the q value, so the next step what you can do is you can use these values to identify the value of p. So since we have already formed the equation where p is equals to 2q minus 2, so you start to substitute the q equals to 1 first, and then followed by q equals to 3. So when q is equals to 1, so from here your p will be equals to 2 times with 1, and then you minus with 2. So from here you get your p equals to 0. Okay, moving on to the second value. So when q equals to 3, you get your p equals to, okay, let me rewrite this equation again, 2q minus 2. Okay, and then your p will be equals to 2 times with 3 minus 2. So 2 times with 3 you get 6. So 6 minus 2 you get p equals to 4. Okay, in case if you forget, read the question again, guys. They mentioned the second condition, that your p cannot be equals to 0. Okay, so from here one of the value you have the p equal to 0. So this q equals to 1 and p equals to 0 is not accepted. So you only can have one set of solution where your p equal to 4 and q equal to 3. Okay, so from here, since p cannot be equals to 0, so therefore your final answer will be p equals to 4 and q equals to 3. So this will be your final answer, guys. Okay, let me underline the solution. Okay, let me scroll the question up. So that is all for the step-by-step working and solution for this question. I hope you understand the full working that I've shown to you. If you like this video, please give your thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more upcoming mathematics tutorial videos in the future, and not to forget to share this video. Thank you everyone for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.